All right, so let's go ahead and get started on this. We are going to start by adding out our cutout shapes. Now, the way we do this is pretty simple. We have our drawing on one layer, and for each shape we cut out, we're going to make a new layer. So we have our new layer here created, and we're going to, well, we don't really need to do it. We could lower the opacity just a little bit. We'll have to do it more later. But let's go ahead and get our lasso tool. And here's how we're going to start out. We're going to start out with the biggest or lowest shapes first. So that's going to be obviously the shape of the pig here. So what you're going to do with your lasso tool is just outline the entire shape. Now it doesn't necessarily matter if you stay inside or outside the lines, because instead of going behind the lines, this is going to go on top of them. So what you're really trying to do is just get a nice clean edge that covers the whole shape. And we'll probably have to come back and clean it up a bit after we've done the selection, but that's totally okay. We're going to do all the layers first, and then we'll come back and do that. So I'm just coming around here, going along his stomach, really trying to get as smooth of lines as possible. Okay, so like I said, this is going to be the direct outline of the shape. We're not going to have the line weight here and the underdrawing to help carry the edge. It's going to be all just shape, no outline. Okay, so try and get it as smooth as possible. Alright, there we go. There's our pig shape. I'm going to go ahead and pick a nice pink color, because pigs are going to, or at least this pig's going to be pink. Okay, and then we can turn on line art and see, looks pretty good. We'll come back once we do all the other layers and go ahead and clean it up. So for now, we're going to turn that layer off again, make a new layer, and this time we're going to move on to the next part. So the next part here is going to be his nose. Alright, so we can go ahead and deselect there. And we're just going to select this shape. Get that a little bit cleaner there. And we're going to bring that a little darker. There we go. There's a nose. So you can see now when we turn these layers on, it's going to slowly start to build up in layers like that. So we'll turn that one off again. Let's see what's next. We could probably do his ears. Let's try that. So go ahead. Oops, wrong tool. Get our lasso tool. And actually, you know what? I'm just thinking, I don't know if we want his ears. I'm going to leave those actually. I think I'll be fine without them. What we do want to do though is, before we get too far, so we can see here if we lower the opacity on this and look at the line art, this back leg kind of falls behind. So I'm going to take a hard brush and we're going to erase this leg so that we can, whoops, put it further back on its own layer. Okay, got rid of that leg. And I'm also going to do the same thing with this. No, we'll just do that one leg. So I'm going to make a new layer underneath the pig layer. Go ahead, turn the opacity on that back up. Turn it off for a moment. Get our lasso tool and let's do this leg. And this one's going to be a darker pink as well. There we go. And luckily, since these are all in their own layers, we can go back and change these however we want. Okay, so you can see it's slowly starting to come together. We do have some edge work we need to do to clean things up, but like I said, we'll do that at the end. So turn these layers off. We're on to a new layer. Next, the layer I'm going to do is going to be, let's do his mouth and nostrils on one layer. Oops, once again, make sure you have your lasso tool selected. And this is going to be really dark. All right, so you can see here now, everything's not quite lined up, right? We got some empty spaces. That's okay. We're just getting in these rough shapes, and then we can edit and move things around later. Let's move on to the next one. This one is going to be the strap for his rockets, okay? So kind of like this backpack type thing here. And this is going to be a brown color. There we go. Perfect. Check that out really quick. Perfect. Let's move on. Next layer is going to be the rockets. So, our lasso tool. And we'll start with this one first. We don't want to start right in the middle of the curve though. Let's start on the edge or the corner. Okay, and we're gonna make this rocket red. So we'll fill in with a nice red color. Perfect. Let's do the other side now. And you know what I just realized? We should do this one on its own separate layer beneath everything as well. So I'm gonna do that. Make a new layer, set it beneath. Get our lasso tool back out. There we go. Perfect. Awesome. All right. Next, I think what we want to do is, actually we can probably call that good for blocking in our main shapes. And I think that looks about right. So now you can see if we turn off that line art layer, you have a pretty rough representation of what this guy's going to look like. So that's it for this lecture. In the next one, we'll go ahead and start cleaning up some of these shapes.